Your bones could be silently deteriorating and you wouldn't even know it. Today, I'm going to share strategies to stop bone loss. If you've liked and subscribed, I'm Dr. Evan Hartley. Let's get started. 1. The hidden danger of excessive coffee and caffeine consumption. Most people don't know this. A habit you think is healthy might actually be damaging your bones. That habit is excessive caffeine consumption. When you consume too much tea or coffee, you're causing calcium loss from your body. This directly affects your bone health. Let me be clear. We know coffee is healthy. It has positive effects, especially on liver health. But if you're drinking 4 to 5 cups, 5 servings of excessive amounts of coffee daily, if you're drinking that Turkish coffee double-double, you're damaging your bones every single time. The next topic is vitally important, especially for women. 2. Hormone therapy after menopause. Should we be afraid? Bone loss accelerates in women, especially after menopause. Why? Because estrogen withdraws from the system, and this hormone is critical for bone health. Therefore, women must talk with their doctor. I know there are many concerns about hormone replacement therapy. Is this treatment really risky? I'm going to examine this in detail with a specialist physician in an upcoming video. Because at a recent conference I attended, this topic was explained very well, and I want to inform you too. Let me say this. If there's no history of breast cancer in your family or yourself, no vascular disease problems, hormone replacement therapy can be done safely, and bone loss can be prevented. There's a very important point here. If you do this therapy within the first few years after menopause, you preserve your bone density. But if you don't, you cannot recover the lost bone tissue later with hormone therapy. That's why timing is critical. As long as the physician following the hormone therapy is knowledgeable about the subject, there's nothing to fear. Now I'm moving to a very practical topic: vitamins. 3. The key points of vitamin D and K2 combination. You need vitamin D for the calcium you consume to be stored in your bones. Vitamin D is perhaps the cheapest vitamin that your body can synthesize when you get sun exposure. That's why you must have your vitamin D level checked. Keeping your level between 30 and 50, even around 50, is important for both immune system and bone health. If it's not low, 800 to 1,000 units of vitamin D supplementation daily may be sufficient. You can handle this without reaching toxic doses. Now here's the key point. Vitamin D increases calcium absorption from the intestines. But for the calcium that enters the blood to settle in the bones, you need K2 vitamin. Before I continue, there's something I'm curious about. If you're currently using vitamin D supplementation, write yes in the comments. If not, write no, please. I'm really curious about this ratio. Anyway, let's continue. When I'm going to supplement with vitamin D, I believe the D3K2 combination is more beneficial. The next topic might be a bit surprising: types of exercise. 4. Jumping and weight training, exercises that rejuvenate bones. There's another topic as important as nutrition: exercise. When you put weight load on your bones, you're enabling them to strengthen themselves. Therefore, jumping, hopping is important if possible. We know basketball players are generally tall, but this isn't just genetics. In jumping sports, your long bones, meaning your leg bones, show more tendency to grow longer. That's why jumping is really a good option. Now, here's a point you shouldn't skip: weight exercises. This can be with your own body weight or with weights you get from outside. Do weight exercise at least 2 to 3 days a week. It can be even 1 kilogram water bottles. 2 to 3 kilogram weights work too. At worst, your own body weight? Don't skip this, please. It's critical for bone health. Now I'm moving to the interesting relationship between aging and nutrition. 5. Magnesium, zinc, and protein, the body's desensitization with aging. As we age, our body experiences a desensitization to nutrients. What does this mean? Your body can no longer use the nutrients you consume properly. You're taking protein but can't use it sufficiently. That's why as age advances, if there's no kidney insufficiency, increasing protein intake to preserve muscle mass becomes more important. Now I'm coming to magnesium, perhaps a mineral as important as calcium. Studies show that even if nutrition is good, magnesium is insufficient in nearly 40% of the population. This is a value for America, maybe lower in our case, but still a significant proportion. Therefore, magnesium supplementation is one of the supportive treatments. There's also zinc, a very important mineral. It works as a helper factor in many chemical reactions. Zinc supplementation is also important for bone health. So what's the foundation of all this? Knowing the right calcium sources. 6. Proper calcium sources. Is milk alone enough? The most important mineral in bone loss is calcium. This is the most important building block in bones. Therefore, we need to get adequate calcium with what we eat during the day. What should you eat? Milk and dairy products are a good source. Yogurt is a good source, but not just these. Botanically, green leafy vegetables are excellent sources. Small, bony fish like sardines, anchovies, all of these are proper calcium sources. So just drinking milk isn't enough. You need to get calcium from various sources. Now I'm moving to a very practical topic. How do you monitor yourself? 7. Bone loss screening in at-risk age groups. Awareness is essential to prevent bone loss. You must definitely get checked asking, how is my bone health? This is very important, especially for postmenopausal women. Also important for men over 60. If women have early menopause, this screening needs to be moved up. It's very important to give this message here. Bone loss isn't seen only in women, it's seen in men too. There are certain methods to measure bone mineral density. You need to evaluate your bone health with these methods. So what happens if it comes out low? We're moving to the next topic. 8. Medication treatments and bisphosphonates. If your test results come out low, medication treatment may be necessary. Today, there are really many medications available. There are bisphosphonates, these are the most commonly used. Other medications can also be used to restore bone health. Don't neglect these. If your bone density is low, you may need to talk with your doctor and start medication treatment. Now let's talk about what you shouldn't do. 9. The harm of smoking and alcohol on bone health. There are also things you shouldn't do. Smoking comes first among these. Smoking is one of the factors that damages bone health, just like everything else. Quitting smoking is really important in terms of cardiovascular health, lung health, bone health, and general health. Consuming more than 2 drinks of alcohol per day also damages bone health. These are perhaps things you know, but we covered excessive caffeine in the first point. That might have been surprising. Finally, let me explain why this is so important. The future's biggest health problem, muscular and skeletal system. The biggest health problem of the near future will be related to the muscular and skeletal system. Why? Because as human lifespan extends, our bones and muscles that keep us standing begin to weaken. As I always say, maybe you'll survive a heart attack, we'll control it with a stent. We'll do bypasses, you'll survive cancer. But when you fall and break your hip, you face the risk of becoming bedridden. That's exactly why we must prevent bone loss. The better we eat, the healthier our bones and muscles will be. In this video, I talked to you about strategies to prevent bone loss. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to mention them in the comments. I try to answer all comments whenever I have time. I'm Dr. Evan Hartley. On the HealthHub channel, I strive to bring you important information for a healthy life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. Stay healthy!